go. College Football Payoff podcast is back. We are in week 13. It is rivalry week. I cannot say the word rivalry. There it is. Rivalry.
Got it.
Week.
Rival.
All right. Episode 32. I'm Dan. That was Big Country over there. And we are recording this on Tuesday night, right after the College Football Playoff rankings came out. I kind of had a feeling Ohio State was going to jump Bama, but I did not think that number 4 was going to go to Cincinnati. I thought they were going to either have Notre Dame or Michigan, just to kind of... I thought it would be Michigan because then you can have the fact of, well, whoever wins this week between those two can get in.
Yeah.
And you can kind of close the door with the other one. But surprising that they picked Cincinnati. I don't know.
Michigan and Ohio State was going to figure itself out. Mm-hmm. I don't think one-loss Big 12 champ could sit over Cincy. So
does Georgia-Bama figure itself out too? If Bama wins that game, Georgia's still in?
If there is not... Well, they might put Notre Dame in. Notre Dame actually is probably Georgia's biggest fan now. I hate that. Because if the Big 12 has a 2-loss champion, they won't get in.
No.
If the Big 12 doesn't... If there isn't a 1-loss Big 12 champion, Alabama might get in still. Unless Notre Dame would get in instead. Because Alabama's going to be the best 2-loss team. They still very... If they lose by less than a score to Georgia, I still think they get in.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's get a 16-team playoff. I want to see that.
At least 12.
12 would be sweet.
Yeah.
Because then you have real good
5
upsets.
automatic bids. And then...
Yep. You get 5 and... Yeah. We could do it.
Then everybody else. Yeah.
Hit us up. We'll help you. We'll help you organize it. We can get that going. All right. Real quick recap last week. I went 1-2. Big Country went 3-0.
Boom.
On fire. He is 27-11 on the year, right?
Yes, 27-11.
And the podcast is 42-33, rolling.
Yes.
Into this week.
Profitable podcast. Very profitable podcast host. So.
All right. Well, let's get into it. We're going to start it off with the game. Ohio State against the team up north.
So that's a nickname for this
game.
The game. Nice. I'm a West Virginia fan. So
I know you are. It's Ohio State, and we do not say the other team name. It is the team up north.
Fishigan.
I like that. Bitchigan? No,
Bitchigan.
We won't do that. All right. Ohio State, team up north. Both are 10-1 at the Big House. Over-under is 64.5. In Ohio State, they opened at 7.5. I think they're at 8.5 right now. But I'm going to take Ohio State.
Yeah, I got to change that to 8.5.
I'm going to take Ohio State minus 8.5. I'd say take them up until double digits.
At least 9.5.
Yeah, I'd take them up until double digits. But Ohio State is just, they're on fire. They absolutely decimated Michigan State last week.
Yeah.
I thought Michigan State was going to be able to pass the ball and, get their passing game going. I didn't think the Ohio State defense was going to be as dominant as they were. I didn't think Michigan State was going to be as bad as they were on offense. But I think the biggest surprise was C.J. Stroud. They said, he's a Heisman favorite, and he played like a Heisman favorite.
I guess.
Went out there and threw 6 touchdowns in the first half.
I still think it's a shame if he wins a Heisman.
I do too.
Him and Bryce Young. Mm-hmm. I want Kenny Pickett.
But the Ohio State offense basically took Kenneth Walker out of that game and ended his Heisman.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah,
they took him out of the game by scoring all those points in the first half.
Yeah, because you have to pass to get back, and they looked helpless.
Mm-hmm. But in this game, it's Ohio State's the number 1 offense in the country. Michigan does have a very good defense, but there's too much firepower with Ohio State. You got 3 receivers who could all be first-round picks. You got running backs. You got Heisman hopeful at quarterback. Their offense is loaded. Michigan, I think Michigan's going to be able to run the ball, but Ohio State's defense, going into last week, their defensive strength was rushing. They were very weak in the secondary. And I don't think Cade McNamara is going to be able to do anything against that. I think they're going to be able to run the ball a little bit, but I think the Buckeyes score quick and they score a lot. And I don't think Michigan's running game is going to be able to keep up with Ohio State's passing offense.
Haskins is, Haskins is the motor in that Michigan offense at running back, over 1,000 yards on the year. But I'm still even 11 games into the season, 10-1 Michigan team. I'm still not a Cade McNamara fan.
No.
Only 14 touchdown passes on the year. That's not impressive. Not only 2 picks, which is pretty impressive. But I just see this being like every other game.
Yeah.
That we see every year.
It's going to be like that. It's going to be Ohio State winning and Michigan behind Jim Harbaugh losing another big game.
Michigan's a good team, dude. Michigan's a really good team. They should be undefeated going into this game.
Yeah.
If they should have beat Michigan State, I think the refs kind of, in hindsight, really aided them there. But thank God, because I had Michigan State that day. They get a great win in Happy Valley against Penn State. But even last week, I'm not using anything from last week because I kind of think that Maryland team gave up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Ohio State here with you. I'm going to go Ohio State minus 8.5, official podcast pick for Big Country. But, man, I'm also going to look towards this under. Because Michigan's defense is good. I think Ohio State has more talent, and they're going to out-talent them. But I do see the Michigan defense stepping up, but I'm still going to go with Ohio State here. Just because, I don't think Michigan's going to be able to keep up.
Okay.
So this game could be like a 24-7, I see, or even a 31-17 game. So I think there's
what is the over?
2 scores here for Ohio State.
What's the total? 64.5.
64.5.
Yeah, I'm staying away from the total just because I think you can have either Ohio State's offense keeps rolling after what it did last week, or Michigan's defense finds a way to stop them a little bit. But either way, Ohio State minus 8.5.
Stroud's confidence is at an all-time high.
Yep.
He really could win the Heisman this weekend.
Yeah.
Even though I'm still holding out for Kenny Pickett.
But there it is. We got another.
Then Henderson.
What are we on the year when we pick
agree? Together?
I think we only had one.
Well, I know we're 1-0. We might have had 2. No, I think we only had 1.
So we're perfect, 100%.
Did we have 2? Did we have a time where Ohio? No. Okay.
Let's put it this way. Big Country was 3-0 last week. He's having the year of his life. And then I'm your resident Ohio State fan. Ohio State analyst, let's say.
Ohio State beat writer.
So if both of us are saying Ohio State minus 8.5, I think that's a pretty damn good bet.
I don't have anything else to say on that.
Me either. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Let's get the energy up. We got it. First pick. We're already agreeing with each other.
Love it. All right. And for that game, you also have College Game Day and Fox Big Noon kickoff there.
Yeah.
So it's a big atmosphere.
I'll be watching that from my dad's house in Florida.
Lucky bastard. All right.
I'm going to take over this
Go for it.
Here. I'm going to go with the last game on the board this weekend. BYU versus USC. This is a USC team that I hate. I think they're an embarrassment this year. I think they've given up on the year. And after last week, I don't really think they have anything left to play for. They got the only game left of the year they could have gotten up for against their arch rival UCLA. They failed to do so, and I just don't see them recovering from that. They play BYU, 13th ranked team in the country. Freaking all-star quarterback in Jaron Hall. 2,300 yards, 18 touchdowns compared to only 3 interceptions. Yeah, they haven't really played too strong of a schedule, obviously. Notable win, they did beat Wazoo. They did beat pretty strong offense in Virginia, even though Armstrong went down that game. They only lost to Baylor by 2 touchdowns. This is a team that's coached really well. This is a team that is going to get up for any occasion, no matter what. I think they want this Power 5 win more than anything. I think they're still playing for eligibility to get in a decent bowl game. Definitely not a New Year's Six, but a later in the year reputable bowl. I got to go with BYU here. Algier with Algier. Is that how we're pronouncing his name now? Yeah, man. 1,300 yards on the season, 18 touchdowns. They can attack you any which way they want. I'll be surprised if Slovis plays. I think Jackson Dart will play for USC this week. But, man, they are so ready to just get on it next year. They're not going to play in a bowl this year. They are not going to they're just ready to get on with the next head coach, the coaching search, and move the program along. So I just think this is a let's burn 60 minutes as fast as we can game. And in between, I think BYU's offense is going to be able to cover the 7 for us.
Nice. I like that. Well, you talk about a team that is not going bowling this year. I'm going to talk about a team as well. You got Georgia against Georgia Tech. Spread is 35.5. Total's 54.5. I'm going with Georgia minus 35.5 because Georgia Tech, same thing. They're trying to get the season over with. And it's one thing if you're trying to get the season over with, let's say, like a middle of the road team. Then you can be like, all right, we got a chance to win. Let's give everything we have. When you're going up against this Georgia team, it's kind of like, shit.
Yeah.
Let's get in, get out, move on, because it's not going to end well. You got Georgia, we know the best defense in the country, going up against Georgia Tech's offense, which at times they can look promising, but they're nothing special. I don't see Georgia Tech scoring a lot of points. What I do see, though, Georgia's offense is starting to hit a little bit of a stride here. I mean, they've gone from, let's see, these past few weeks, it's been 30, 34, 41, 43, 56. So their offense has been trending up, and Georgia Tech's defense is terrible. They give up like 33 points a game, over 450 yards a game. It's going to be a bloodbath. I think Georgia can get up big to start the half, almost like what Ohio State did last week or Georgia did last week, even though they were playing an FCS school. I can see them getting up pretty damn big. But I don't see them stopping at 35 and then putting in their subs. I see them at least getting 40, 42.
Yeah.
And then they can play their subs. But I still think their subs kick the shit out of Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I see what you're going there. I'll probably lean first half on this one.
Yeah.
Because they've been jumping out pretty fast on their weaker opponents.
So, yeah, they did it last week. But the thing is, last week they jumped out big against an FCS school. And it still stayed even keel.
Okay.
So they didn't give up a lot of points. But looking at it too, I'm looking at Georgia Tech 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games. And this head-to-head matchup, Georgia's 10-0 against the spread in the last 10. The road team, which is Georgia, 14-2-1 in the last 17. And the favorites 4-1 in the last 5. I just think Georgia, they don't want to give the committee any reason to say, well, maybe because they saw Ohio State jump Alabama. They don't want to give I don't think they want to give the committee any reason to say, well, why can't Ohio State jump Georgia this week? And by doing that, you got to cover the spread. And they're also, it's not really looking ahead towards the SEC championship, but it's more or less kind of trying to strike fear into someone, I think. That's how Georgia plays. So with this game, I'm probably going to play the first half as well, but I'm confident in the game, 35.5 for Georgia.
Nice. Okay, I've already given you 2 picks. I'm going to go with my third pick. Do they call this game the Civil War still? Oregon State? Is that the name of this one?
I believe so. Let me check.
But yeah, we're going to go to Eugene, Oregon this weekend, where the Ducks are going to host the Beavers. Really great rivalry game here over the years. I've watched this game many times. These teams hate each other. These teams put it all out on the line. For that reason, I'm going with the touchdown underdog, Oregon State. For multiple reasons here. I love Oregon State's passing game. Nolan at quarterback has been a solid option all year. And they're very balanced. B.J. Baylor, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, averaging a touchdown for every 100 yards he has. Really, really great guy on the ground. Now, on the other side of the ball with Oregon, they have Dye, also a great running back, great option. Very quick but small. But this Oregon team, I just don't see what they're playing for anymore. Their playoff hopes and national championship hopes were dashed last week. They got blown out by Utah. And it wasn't just like one of those close losses. Like, it's about as demoralizing as you can get. Don't you agree? Like,
oh yeah,
after getting beaten
that wasn't
bad,
that just wasn't a loss. That was
they got
shellacking.
Beat, yeah,
I mean, they got destroyed.
They got whooped like a mother whooping a child. Like, it was ridiculous. But yeah, man, Oregon State is very balanced, and I think their offense production is going to outpace Oregon here. I don't even know if Thibodeau will play this game. I would bet he doesn't play the bowl game. You know, he has his own cryptocurrency. Pretty
I didn't
cool.
know that.
But yeah, statistically, these teams are very similar. I just see there's only going to be one team get. Oregon's already down in the dumps. They don't want to get up for this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Oregon State, yeah, they're not going to be the ones to try to ruin the Ducks' national championship hopes now that they're already dashed. But I just see Oregon State, just like last year, coming out giving them one hell of a game. And, man, I might sprinkle money line here, but for now, you can catch me taking the Beavs +7.
Yeah, and by the way, this game is not called the Civil War anymore.
Why?
Well, the society we live in now, they decided it was not the right term to use, so they do not have a name for the game. They stopped it last year.
All right, so the Civil War.
We're going to call it the Civil War, but
yeah,
to be PC, it's not the Civil War.
Dumb as fuck.
I know. All right, so there's your three.
Sorry for cussing.
Well, I'm going to go back to the Big Ten here, and this game, this is a tough one, but I have a good feeling about this. Penn State at Michigan State, 3:30. I think Penn State opened at 1.5-point favorite. I think right now it might be a pick. But I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the total of 52.5. And I'm going to take the under in this game. The under 52.5. Reason being, first of all, Penn State is an under machine this year.
Yeah.
9 of their 11 games have gone under. And I think James Franklin getting that contract extension today for 10 years kind of silences everything, and they're going to get back to playing, solid football.
Penn State football.
Which Penn State football is their defense.
Yeah.
Right? I think their defense gives up like 15 points a game. Their offense is scoring 26. Michigan State gives up 25, but they score around 30. I think Michigan State is going to have a tough time with offense this week because of what happened last week. There's a slight, I don't think there's even a shot for them to get into the Big Ten championship anymore. No, there isn't. So I think,
man, Minnesota has a chance to play Ohio State.
Whoever comes out of the West is going to be tough to watch against either Ohio State or Michigan.
Man, earlier this year we were thinking Iowa had what it took to beat Ohio State. So,
but going back to this game, I think Penn State gets back to their identity, which is defense. Michigan State struggles on offense. Kenneth Walker doesn't have the game that he's had all year. Their offense is sputtering. They got kicked in the face last week. I'm not sure they know really what's going on. It's kind of like staggered them a bit. I see Penn State winning the game, but in order to do that, I think it's by a field goal, maybe a touchdown late. But I think this is pretty even keel throughout the match, and it's going to be cold. It'll be 32 degrees. They play on that all-grass field in Michigan State, so it's not turf anymore. So that's back to Big Ten football, right, where it's going to be, in the trenches. It's going to be a messy game. I have a good feeling that it's going to go under the 52.5, and I'm actually going to probably play Penn State as well, but that's not my pick on the pod. The pod pick is under 52.5 in Penn State, Michigan State.
Good stuff. I'm all out. I gave my 3 out, so you have a money line.
Yeah, real quick.
Yep.
Bedlam. Right?
Nice. Yeah.
Right?
Bedlam. Is it Bedlam? Yeah.
Hang on.
We're out of it today. Thanksgiving.
Well, I want to figure out.
Doesn't mean I'm not going 3-0 again.
What are the odds?
Okay, yeah, Stillwater.
Okay, what do I have for Oklahoma on the money line then? I believe what I see here is...
Oh, you're going with Oklahoma?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Where do I see the odds?
All right, I'm looking it up on the odds screen right now.
Yeah, I'm going with Oklahoma just because I think Oklahoma still feels they may have some kind of an outside shot, but I think Caleb Williams is one of the better quarterbacks in that conference. And I think Oklahoma State, they're gonna be in it in the first half of the game, being at home, under the lights, all that, but Oklahoma just takes care of business.
I can get you old plus 169 at Pinnacle.
Yep, I like it. For Oklahoma plus 169. That's it.
Nice.
I'm not going to jump into it anymore. I hear 169, it's sold.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I
like betting Bedlam every year.
Yeah, and Oklahoma State's for a long time has been a big brother, little brother scenario, a lot like Ohio State, Michigan. I have a feeling that might change this year. We'll see what type of play we get out of Caleb Williams.
Oklahoma,
the game's in his hands.
Yeah, Oklahoma's won 6 straight in this series.
Exactly.
So I think Oklahoma State feels like they're riding high, but again, like you said, it's like Michigan. They think they have a shot, but Oklahoma's just going to put their hand on their head, push them away, and say, "Sit
shot." They're going to be. They both only have one loss. I think Oklahoma State has a shot better than Oklahoma.
No, I think if
you don't think so.
No, I think if Oklahoma wins, they have a better shot than if Oklahoma State wins.
Okay.
Because then I think if Oklahoma State wins, then they're gonna
play again next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. There it is. I have for the card this week, Ohio State minus 8.5. That is actually I still don't know what we're calling it, but it's Big Country and Dan's together pick.
Holding
hands pick. Ohio State minus 8.5. Georgia minus 35.5.
All-State to sponsor. Well, I mean, we don't have a sponsor.
All-State, hit us up.
Because you know that little hands.
You're in good hands.
Yeah, we should hand in hand.
If anyone's listening and knows anyone who works at All-State, have them contact us. College Football Payoff Podcast.
All right. 100 downloads a week.
Ohio State minus 8.5. Georgia minus 35.5. Penn State, Michigan State under 50.5. And Oklahoma on the money line plus 169. What do you got?
All right, guys. Sorry for the low energy this week. It's tough. Holidays coming around. Down the back stretch of the season. Big Country. I'm 27-11. Free picks I give every week. The least you could do is share this with your friends. Spread the money around. Unless you're your friend's bookie, you should be sending this to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, my card. Week 13, 3 picks. Ohio State minus 8.5. BYU minus 7. Oregon State plus 7.
There we go.
All right.
Rivalry week.
We're going to get the energy back up next week. We're feeling a little under the weather.
Next
week. Thanksgiving coming up.
Is next week?
Next week's conference championship
Is it conference championship week,
yeah.
or do we do Army, Navy, and then conference championship week?
Conference championship week.
So we got conference championships, and then we're going to get you with the bowl schedule?
Yeah, and then the bowl schedule drops December 5th. In the meantime, maybe we'll do a big game breakdown of Army, Navy.
We could.
As a whole episode. We'll see. I mean,
we got stuff in the works.
Yeah, so we're going to get you probably 2 seasons or 2 episodes for the bowl season.
Yep.
And yeah, guys, let's just keep winning. We'll probably go over every bowl game at least briefly, but I'm saying the final card we give out is for us to choose.
Right. We're gonna go through every game, whether it be 30 seconds or
3 minutes.
3 minutes, but every game we'll go over, and then we'll give you our picks, which isn't going to be every single game, but more than 3.
All right, man. We're not professionals, but I'm sure hitting like it. So.
Yep. Like, comment, subscribe, follow. Find us anywhere you get your podcasts. You can follow me at dposk13.
You can follow me at Big Country Bets.
Follow the pod at
CFP_pod, which, you know what I noticed today? We have stickers that we put up around the city.
Yeah.
It's got the wrong Twitter name on it now.
Well, they'll search it. They'll search it and they'll find it. But
all right, guys.
That's it. You got anything else?
No. We'll be back better next week with more energy.
Good. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And
eat a lot of turkey, watch a lot of football, win a lot of money.
Don't bet on the Lions. All right. I'm Dan.
Wait. I might bet on the Lions. So.
Oh, shit. All right.
All right.
That's another story. I'm Dan. That's Big Country. We'll see you next week.